Last week, a huge Rust Twitch Rivals tournament involving North American and Spanish streamers imploded in a big way. The Spanish streamers accused Twitch of rigging the game in the North Americans' favor, while they themselves were accused of inciting racism. Streamers like Disguised Toast, XQC, and Shroud have now weighed in on what might be one of the most insane Twitch stories of the year. Here's how it happened. Alright, first off, Rust is a multiplayer survival game where players gather resources, craft weapons, build bases, and fight each other in an open world on persistent servers. It sounds simple, but it's absolutely captivated Twitch for the past couple of years, which has culminated in this recent Twitch Rivals event, and it was massive. There were 14 North American streamers versus 40 streamers from Spain and Latin America. Team North America, led by Disguised Toast, faced off against a Spanish-speaking team led by Alex by 11. Team North America also featured big streamers like XQC, Tarek, and Shroud. The battle was to take place on vanilla Rust servers for 24 hours, starting in the primitive era. Teams could earn points by eliminating players and cashing in their dog tags. Hackable crates, neutral bases, and NPCs could also drop dog tags. The team with the most dog tags at the end would win. Simple. In the beginning, the tournament delivered the typically chaotic content that Rust fans are familiar with.
He seems to have done more damage to the actual heli. Yeah, so they're gonna fall back real quick. Thankfully, they can't be shot at here. You guys can see it at the bottom right. It's in Spanish right now, but this is a safe zone. So if anyone tries to... Oh, no, they can do this, though! You ram me, I ram you!
But as the tournament progressed, things took a negative twist. Early on, the NA team destroyed the Spanish team's twig base, which went against the rule of not touching buildings in your opponent's base square. Admins were called in. Later that day, the Spanish hit NA back hard, destroying a lot of bags and loot in their base because North America had left a lot of their doors open. Admins were once again called in and attempted to find a middle ground between the two. But this sort of squabbling really came to a head when Disguised Toast, North America's team captain, was accused by the Spanish of cheating. It all stemmed from one clip in particular in which an MP5 appeared to spawn out of Toast's body and land behind him.
Do not step into bushes.
Thank you, mysterious admin.
Guns spawning out of thin air and players then thanking the admins for them definitely raised a few eyebrows in the Spanish community. Toast was accused of cheating and the admins of helping the North American side. One Spanish streamer, Ricotti, said there was an embarrassing lack of respect and that the tournament was disastrously organized. As the clip began to rack up thousands of views, Toast pulled it up on his stream to explain his side of things.
It's in my hand. What am I gonna do with 2 MP5s? And you know what's the worst part? Look at the top left. The event was over. 25K to 5K. This was after the Spanish team announced they were quitting. That's the thing people are complaining about. An out of context clip, which actually gives context in the clip as well. Because you can see the score in the top left and you can see the gun in my hand. So even out of context, there was context, and that was still enough to get them to accuse the admins of cheating.
Now, that might seem like a perfectly reasonable explanation, right? The game was over, he already had that particular gun in his hand, so there was no way that this could have affected the outcome of the tournament, which again, was already over, right? But that wasn't the only accusation that came from the Spanish side. In a Twitter thread, the Spanish captain listed a number of issues that he had with the tournament. These included the North American streamers crafting pistols and grenades when they should have only had primitive tech, that they refused to return items to them, and that they duplicated the Spanish team's heli. Later that day, Twitch Rivals announced something that many people had seen coming by this point. They said on Twitter that the tournament was ending early and that Team Disguised Toast would be taking home the win. It was a forfeit from the Spanish side, and the victory didn't taste too sweet for a lot of North American streamers. For a lot of them, they felt the whole thing was kind of bull.
We're not having a meeting, streaming it, or telling people to quit. Pretty much.
Nice.
Good for them.
Then we
they know
won.
that they lost.
Because they're getting wrecked, or
good
they
again.
think we're being unfair again.
Well, I know they think they had the highest scores.
It's unfair that we're so good.
What?
Do you think these people will be invited to
No.
again?
No, I hope
like,
not.
How the
No.
do you just like leave the event?
That's a really bad look for all those involved. No, I don't think they'll be invited again. Maybe some of them, the people that weren't doing that, people that actually cared about it, sure, I think they should get invited back. Damn, that is some poor sportsmanship for sure from them. Holy
Kind of embarrassing, honestly.
Yeah, but whatever.
But there were far darker accusations that have been building since day 2, far worse than just time wasting. Some North American streamers such as Mendo called out Spanish viewers for making racist remarks in the North American streamers' chats.
They're sending me pictures of dogs saying your next meal. What the is going on? What the hell is going on? Oh, is the country Korean? Oh my.
A day after the event ended, Toast went on stream to talk about the whole situation and go through some unbanned requests. It was then that he came across one particularly disturbing comment.
It is not known if you are a gringo, Chinese or Korean. You don't even have a garbage identity. Well, I can understand why he's confused because I am both Chinese and Korean according to my most recent DNA test.
Toast handled the whole situation incredibly gracefully given the circumstances. As the team captain, he took the brunt of a lot of this, and don't forget, he was the one who initially approached Twitch with the idea for this particular event. Even though he got some pretty nasty comments thrown his way, he still said there were things that could be improved for next time to make the Spanish streamers feel like the environment is more fair. Because in his own words, if there's no content, everybody loses. And it's in Twitch's best interest to make sure that this kind of thing doesn't happen too. One other thing that Toast talked about was the amount of money that Twitch had put into this event. There was $100,000 in the prize pool and another $100,000 into production. To put it simply, they don't want teams just dropping out early from tournaments that they've put almost $250,000 into. That's just bad business. As they said in their Twitter post, they're going to clarify rules in the future to prevent confusion and also reevaluate their format, two issues that seem to be the roots of a lot of the problems. It's difficult with a game like Rust because a lot of these rules are hard to enforce. Rules like not going more than 2 doors deep into a person's base can only really be kept by a gentleman's agreement unless you want to retroactively VOD review every streamer. But one issue that looms larger than the rest are the accusations of racism. Twitch hasn't addressed these directly, but for many people, it tainted what was otherwise a pretty entertaining Twitch rivals.